So this TV show, The Social, they are the Canadian answer to The View. Much like how there's like all these shows like the Loose Women and stuff. Loose Women got cancelled as far as I heard. But this one is called The Social and it's Canadian and they're not that big, so you probably never heard of them. You probably never heard of them unless you live in Canada, to be honest. So they had this whole topic about Harry and Meghan and the fact that, or the rumored fact that Harry and Meghan, their Netflix deal will not be renewed after 5 years. Of course, we know a multi-year deal, and it was going to be over in 2025, so it ran its course and it's done. They don't see it like that. They're like harping on about the fact that it wasn't renewed, right? They never talk about the fact that they had one of the best showings, the best viewing numbers when it comes to Harry and Meghan's Netflix show, that the show Harry and Meghan, right? They didn't talk about that. No, they don't talk about the wins when it comes to Harry and Meghan. They only talk about the times when they perceive it as a loss. That's when they come alive and they talk about it. They never talked about the fact that Meghan's As Ever Rosé, they never talked about that it sold out in an hour. They never talked about the fact that her As Ever products sell out within an hour. They never talk about that. No, they talk about any time that there is a loss or perceived loss for Harry and Meghan. So they're celebrating. They're with the haters. They're celebrating the fact that the contract with Netflix wasn't renewed. Now, we don't know the details of any of this. We don't know if there is something else coming up. It doesn't mean that they're completely done with Netflix. We don't know what's going on. Meghan did say that Netflix is her partner with her business. We don't know if that has been asked or if that one is going on. We don't know any of this stuff, right? And we're waiting to find out what it is going to be. Because I'm sure at some point, Meghan will say something about it. Maybe they'll release a statement. Who knows? I don't know. But the point is, the haters have been celebrating, and this silly-ass TV show that they don't do good numbers either. They're talking about, Meghan's show, it ranked at 300 and something, and it got 5 point something million views on Netflix. But this show, they don't even have, they're on YouTube. Guys, they don't even have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. They don't. And they don't get a lot of views either when it comes to their TV show. And I would love to see their numbers. They're talking about Meghan's numbers are not good when it comes to Netflix, but I want to see their numbers. And I can guarantee you, their numbers are not even that, they're not even close to being at 5 million. They don't get that kind of, they don't get those kind of views. The only reason that they're on the TV still is because they don't have a whole lot of TV shows in Canada that people still kind of watch. They probably get 500,000 views, guys, at the most. I don't know how much they get, but whatever. Allegedly, I have no idea. All I know is that they're a bunch of haters. And this one here, she loves the royal family, this one. And I used to love this show. I used to watch the show a whole lot. This is the show that Lainey Liu was on, and Lainey left the show, and now these are the ones that are left. So this one here, she loves Kate. She loves the royal family, so I'm not surprised that she would be negative about this. And they should be the last people to talk about numbers because they don't have no numbers. And you know what they did? They're so vile, guys. They're vile. They put the only black woman on the show, and I'm not hating on this woman, Andrea. I'm not hating on her because she has stood up for Harry and Meghan before. She has stood up for Meghan before. I don't know what they told her to do this time, but they have her face here, and they have her as the face because they're trying to say, because she's a black woman, she's been used, guys. She's been used. A black woman is kind of like, she didn't really criticize them. What she did is that she said what it is, and she just put her own spin on it. But she wasn't really, in my opinion, she wasn't really hating on them, but she was kind of saying, well, we want to see what's next. You know, we want to move on. She's never mean when it comes to Harry and Meghan. She's stood up for them before, so I wouldn't blame her per se. But this one, she definitely does. And anytime that you go on there and you are on Harry and Meghan's side, you know what they do? They look through the comments and they kind of like, they do whatever they do. Yeah, they do whatever they do. They love the hateful comments, but when it comes to if you're defending Harry and Meghan, they don't like it so much apparently. But either way, guys, they are soon going to go the way of loose women. You know, loose women, they are canceled as far as I know. I don't know if there were two different stories. Loose women is supposed to they're supposed to be coming back or some parts of the year, or they're completely canceled. I have no idea. I don't care. But either way, they got more views by far than this show that I was talking about. They had more better ratings than this show. I mean, even the YouTube channel, guys, for this social TV show, they suck. The views suck, guys. I can get those kind of views, 5,000 views, 2,000 views, 1,000 views. Like, they don't get good views. So I'm pretty sure, like I said, nobody has heard about them. But I just thought that I would talk about it because I was just pissed off. I was literally pissed off with them and their stupidity. And, you know, I was just pissed because, you know, it's like they're pandering to the royal family. They're pandering and they're hating on Harry and Meghan. And, you know, there you go. That's a long and short of the story. Pandering to the royal family, in my opinion. But yeah, but you know what? I'm not the only one who has something to say about this. This guy, Notorious JTB, he laid it out perfectly. Take a look at this.
No more crappy TV shows from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Why? Because Netflix has just cancelled their entire contract. Don't say I didn't tell you that this was coming.
Samantha Gill is spiraling again. Can I call you Sam? I'm gonna call you Sam. Girl, you are screeching into the void like someone shoved a mic in front of a malfunctioning fax machine. And this time, it's because Meghan and Harry's Netflix deal won't be renewed. Cue the fake outrage, the clickbait headlines, and her usual glass-shattering voice pretending this is a scandal. Let's break it down for you, sweetie. Harry and Meghan signed a multi-year deal in 2020. It's now 2025. 5 years. That's literally what multi-year means. The deal is ending because it's supposed to. Not because it failed. Not because they were dropped. It's called completion. Try it sometime. But you'd never know that listening to Sam Gill. How does anyone even sit through her content? She sounds like a raccoon stuck in a food processor. It's giving chalkboard. It's giving strained vocal cords and zero media literacy. If being loud and wrong was a business model, she'd be a one-woman Fortune 500 company. And here's what she and her gullible followers always ignore. Netflix is restructuring. Period. They're moving away from massive multi-project contracts and toward streamlined project-by-project deals. And guess who else was affected? Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Yes, the Obamas. So unless Sam Gill wants to get on her crusty little soapbox and say they flopped too, maybe sit this one out down under. Meghan and Harry gave Netflix Harry and Meghan, which shattered documentary viewership records. They gave us With Love Meghan, which, by the way, is still getting a season 2 this fall. Fully filmed and coming soon. So no, the content isn't over. The partnership isn't dead. It's evolving. Not everything needs to be a tabloid takedown. But people like Sam can't survive without inventing drama. It's not commentary. It's monetized obsession. And Sam, you better hope Meghan never disappears from public. You'd be out of a job. So you better pray on that. And the gag is, even Sam's viewers hate watch Meghan to keep her channel alive. So Meghan and Harry weren't dropped. They fulfilled the deal. They cashed the check. They told their story, and now they're moving forward, just like the Obamas did. Meanwhile, Sam Gill is still spiraling, still screeching, still clinging on to a narrative that expired 3 years ago. And the only thing more played out than her voice is her constant need to mention Meghan, just to stay relevant. They're still rich, still married, still powerful, and you're still screeching with a voice that breaks glass. And what's really dark? Samantha's actually celebrating this like it's some kind of win, even though this restructuring means real job cuts, real layoffs, and people behind the scenes who actually lose income. But sure, Samantha, be happy about that. Be happy that editors, producers, assistants, and coordinators are losing work in the middle of an industry-wide contraction. That's what you're cheering for. Because if Meghan's name is attached to it, you'll root for anyone to suffer, even if it's the working class folks who had nothing to do with the contract. You're not just unhinged, you're vile. So Lord Voldemort has ignored the blemish. I got into a fight with my ring light. But let's take a breath and walk through this together. So People magazine just ran a headline claiming Harry and Meghan's Netflix deal won't be renewed. And all the haters are having a feeding frenzy. The trolls are doing cartwheels like they won the prize. But before anyone spirals, let's get the facts straight. The entire article, it's based on a report from The Sun. Yes, The Sun. The same racist trash tabloid that's been sued multiple times, apologized to Harry in court, and has the credibility source of 0. That's their source. People magazine didn't confirm anything. They just reprinted the noise. There's been no official statement from Netflix, no press release from Archwell, nothing from Harry and Meghan's camp, which means this is speculation, period. Now let's kill the they were canceled narrative. Their deal started in 2020. It is now 2025. That's 5 years. That's the definition of a multi-year contract. If it wraps this fall, that's not canceled. That's called completed. And everyone's acting like they got fired. Meanwhile, they gave Netflix one of the most watched documentaries, released award-winning projects, and launched With Love Meghan, which has a second season done. So again, where's the scandal? Look, I get it. Every time Meghan breathes, here come the trolls trying to declare she's finished. They want us rattled. They want us doubting. But this is not that moment. So, Sussex Squad, stay calm, stay grounded, stay focused. We've seen this playbook before, and it always ends with Meghan proving them wrong. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a distraction from William and Kate's super yacht Greek vacation, set up by The Sun and the firm. The timing is sus. And to the trolls, who, by the way, I've already started blocking. You're not reading articles. You're reading headlines and projecting your jealousy. Meghan was never your peer, so stop pretending you have a seat at her table. Until Netflix or Archwell say otherwise, this is just tabloid clickbait. Don't feed the outrage machine. Stay solid, stay unbothered, and always stay royal.
Yeah, I agree totally with a Notorious JTB. Go follow him. He is doing an amazing job, and every time I want to say something, he just says it all, and he says it perfectly. So yeah, I just wanted to, give a shout out to him. Go follow him, and guys, he just does an amazing job. I can't do what he does. Maybe I can when I'm really angry. But he's so polished. I mean, he does a great job. So shout out to you, Notorious JTB. I love you. Oh my gosh. But anyways, guys, I was so pissed with that TV show talking about they don't ever acknowledge the wins of Harry and Meghan, but they're always going in when it comes to what they perceive as a failure. Yeah, and that's a hater right there. I wasn't sure before, but now I'm 100% sure they're total haters. But you don't know anything about them because they're not that popular, so Meghan got more views than they ever would. Let's just put it that way. They don't even have... Meghan has over 4 million subscribers on Instagram alone. They're on YouTube And they have not even 100, they don't even have 70,000 or 80,000 subscribers. And they're criticizing Meghan and calling her a failure. Have you ever seen such crap? Some TV show in Canada that doesn't have the following that Meghan has on Instagram even. They never mentioned the fact that Meghan has 4 million Instagram followers. They never mentioned that. They never mentioned the fact that whenever she drops something on As Ever, it goes completely within an hour. It's all gone. But guys, what do you think is happening here? What do you think is going to be going on? Like, what do you think is happening? I don't know. I don't know. Because, of course, everything gets blown out of proportion when it comes to Harry and Meghan. But what is this? What does it mean? That's what I want to know. I want to know. I wonder if Harry and Meghan, if they're going to make any announcement about anything or whatever. I don't know. Let's just hope. And I'm sure they're doing great as usual. The haters are having their field day. Sure, have a field day now. But they're playing the long game. Harry and Meghan are playing the long game. So, yeah, you know, and you know what? Their future is probably within As Ever, promoting As Ever, and they don't even need to promote it. Just put it out there. Just put it out there, and it will sell. That As Ever rosé, Meghan has to put all her energy into that rosé. I hope that Harry and Meghan, I hope they have an As Ever winery or whatever. Like, I don't know how it works, but I hope that that's their future. Because the wine business, this is where the money's at. And so they already have a launch. They're already on their way. In less than 2 years, in less than 5 years, I'm predicting and I'm putting it out there that Meghan and Harry are going to be billionaires off of As Ever. Off of As Ever. They don't need Netflix. They don't need Spotify. They don't need any of these things. They just need to keep focused and do what they're doing, and that's what they do. So that's what I am predicting. Within less than 5 years, Meghan and Harry are going to be billionaires, guys. I can feel it. And since I'm projecting, why don't we all project that in less than 5 years we all become millionaires? How about that? Let's project that. Let's see if that happens. Yeah, that it's more likely that Meghan and Harry will become billionaires. But you know, hey, while I'm asking for things, guys. But guys, thanks so much for coming through. If you want to support my channel, you can buy me a coffee, or you can, you know, send a super chat, a super sticker. I really do appreciate it. A super thanks. Thank you so much. And if you also want to support me, you can go over to my Etsy store and you can support me there. And yeah, guys, I want to be here more often. So hopefully this week will be a little better in the middle of summer, and it's beautiful weather. Right now today is really hot, but we're having good weather, and I'm hoping that, you know, that it continues like this, and I am hoping that I will be here more often. Let's put it into the ether that I will be on this channel more often this weekend, next weekend, and going forward. I want to make the time for this channel too. So there you go. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I will talk to you in the next one. Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.